Safety comes first. But that we have heard many times already. Then why is it that incidents keep taking places at places like factories and plants again and again? Maybe it's time to tell a story about safety comes first. Welcome to Thank God It's a Story Saturday, a weekly video series where I share stories with you that you can use to make your messages stick. Today's story is a story told by a client of mine back in the year 2014. And it won't be wrong if I say it remains my most favorite story till today that I have collected in the work that I have done. So I will tell you the story like my client told me the story. This client of mine helps build LNG plants, and this was around the time when he was helping build LNG plant in Egypt. It was a normal working day on the plant site. There were about 5,000 people there, and some of them were getting the progress update on one side, and there was this person who was working on a 60-inch pipe weld on the main pipe rack. So just give you a perspective, a 60-inch pipe is big enough for a human to walk into it. So at one stage, whilst doing this weld, this gentleman decided to go inside the pipe. Now, they're not sure as to what was the reason as to why this gentleman went inside, but they suspect that maybe he wanted to check the quality of the weld. So he went inside the pipe, and after a while, he did not come out. Now, the person who was working with this person started to go like, where is he? So even he went inside the pipe and he also didn't come out. It's important to take notice of the fact that no one without a permit should go into a confined space like a pipe, and in some cases you also need proper breathing equipment before you go in. But in this panic, stress and anxiety, people started to gather, and one more person went inside the pipe, and he also didn't come out. Now at this stage, the crowd started to build around the pipes, and everybody started to kind of really panic and get stressed as to what's going on. And there was this another gentleman who was the friend of one of the person inside the pipe who wanted to go in. So the crowd kind of tried to stop him from going inside, but he was so strong that he pushed everyone aside and dashed inside. And then even he didn't come out. Later on, with proper breathing equipment, some of the people went inside the pipe, only to find 4 dead bodies there. A normal process when you weld a pipe is to flow inert gas inside the pipe. The inert gas acts as a layer between the pipe where you're welding and the water vapors, etc. So it protects it so that the quality of the weld is good. Now, inert gas has absolutely no oxygen in it. When these people went inside the pipe, they inhaled the inert gas, asphyxiated, and collapsed. Later on that evening, the postmortem was conducted, and the construction manager, who was this larger-than-life personality, Texan cowboy sort of looking guy, called Wild Bill, he conducted the postmortem. And my client said to me that he will never forget how he looked at that time. He was sort of almost choking. And he said, my job today is to tell his 7-year-old son, one of this person's 7-year-old son, that your father is never coming back. You don't want that job. And my client further went on to tell me that from that day, he made sure that safety always comes first for him. So if he had 5,000 people coming on site, he wanted to make sure that 5,000 people left the site. He didn't want to lose even one of them. What's the point of this story? The point of this story is that our articulated, distilled, very correct messages sometimes fail to connect. And that's when a story creates a connection. Go tell stories and make your messages stick, everyone.